So I'm going to be talking about this Q2 markets report here, and if you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you take a look at it. We're talking just right off of Ripple's website, the most transparent company in the cryptocurrency space by far. But I was truly shocked by the 1.7 billion XRP that was purchased by them in Q2 alone. So I'm going to go through the numbers here. They did a total amount of on-demand liquidity sales of 2.1 billion. So they sold off 2.1 billion. They used 1.7 billion dollars of their own cash to go buy more XRP as they continue to turn a profit. While central banks are taking losses, while Bank of America is hoping that conditions worsen for Americans, Ripple says they're ready to serve all 7 billion people on the planet. They're ready to put a dent in the universe, create a new world reserve currency with XRP that's as liquid as a G10 currency. And we can see by the on-demand liquidity volume, the hard data. Don't listen to TikTok influencers. Don't listen to me. Go pull up the Q2 markets report for yourself. Take a look at these numbers. It is undeniable. But I want to go through and summarize what was said in this Q2 markets report. Let's go bullet points real quick. So real quick, they're just summarizing. The overall market cap of the cryptocurrency space, 1 trillion vanished out of the space, right? We lost $1 trillion in Q2 of this year. Bitcoin is correlated with the S&P at a 4-year high. So the correlation between Bitcoin price and the S&P is at a 4-year high, which shows us that Bitcoin is just trading with the overall stock market, similar to a tech stock. And what have we seen over the last 6 months? That's been a major pullback. That's been a bear market for Bitcoin. Right now, we want to change up definitions of recession. We want to change up definitions of bear market. We want to identify as something else. Whatever you want to call it, it's called getting wrecked if you're holding Bitcoin, right? And no one is building on Bitcoin. No one is scaling up Bitcoin. The Lightning Network is a failure, right? Can't be a store of value, not used as digital peer-to-peer cash. And then we're also seeing the other platforms like Ethereum can't keep up as well. I'm not worried so much about exposing these guys with the SEC, all the lawsuit, all those shenanigans. That's happening. Let's just sit back and enjoy the show. This data right here confirms what we've been saying all along. So the Bitcoin correlation with the S&P is at a 4-year high. Ripple also stated that they are running 4 validators. So everyone who's wondering if the XRP ledger is decentralized, absolutely. Ripple is only running 4 validators. I think there's over 80. I think it's over 100 validators total. It's well over 100 actually, now that I think about it. Well over 100 validators, Ripple only running 4. So they're talking about the new NFTs that are getting brought on for the XRP ledger, which is going to be incredible. I just bought my first NFT. It was kind of a joke using Ethereum. It was an absolute joke using Ethereum. I was laughing the whole time about how long the transactions took. I finally minted my first NFT. That was cool. It's an absolute joke. But anyways, XRP NFTs are on the way. Ripple voted with their 4 validators for the amendment for the XLS D20, whatever the amendment is that's going to bring in NFTs onto the XRP ledger. It's going to be massive. Just like Algorand NFTs that are taking market share, all of these other competitors to Ethereum taking market share because all of the gas fees and the inefficiencies, the lack of the ability to scale up. And we understand that moving to proof of stake with Ethereum is not going to solve any of the issues that they face as well for scaling up. It's only going to centralize those networks further. But anyways, that's just side rants about Bitcoin and Ethereum being proof of crap networks. So Ripple voted with their 4 validators for the NFTs. The NFTs are ready to go. That's going to be massive, absolutely massive. NFT is going to bring massive adoption to the cryptocurrency space. 9 times year-over-year growth for on-demand liquidity volume. Okay, 9 times, 900% gain. So while the XRP price has dropped, 60, 70%, whatever it is, on-demand liquidity volume, 9 times year-over-year growth. That's a 900% gain. That's nearly a 10x. When we're talking about gains, have patience. They're coming. Don't worry. Look at this data. Pull up the Q2 markets report. This is hard data, hard numbers of adoption. People using XRP, not being Hedera partners on the governing council, thinking about developing on it, putting out a press briefer to sound cool like we're getting into the NFTs metaverse, bro. No, This is moving serious amounts of money. 9 times year-over-year growth. And it's not just cross-border payments. They note that it is treasury flows and bulk payments, i.e. wholesale payments, not meant for us retailers, meant for wholesale bulk payments on the back end of the trades between banks, financial institutions, and other entities that are settling up with each other. $408 million of XRP sales. Let me pull up the data here for you guys actually behind me. Okay. So the sales net of purchases is at 408 million. The total on-demand liquidity sales is $2.1 billion worth of XRP. Ripple went and purchased 1.7. Look at the right side here, Q2 of 2022 compared to Q1 of 2022. If we look at the right side here, total on-demand liquidity related sales, 2.1 billion. Okay. Total purchases, 1.7 billion. So Ripple took 1.7 billion, funny money, fiat, US dollar, cash is trash, burnt it, blew it on XRP. Because they're not just blowing it, they're not just stacking it on the side, they're funneling it to their on-demand liquidity partners. Okay? And the total sales net of purchases is at 408 million. So of the XRP that they control, that they have the ability sitting in their treasury account, they sold 408 million of that. Then they chose to go off to the secondary markets, purchase 1.7 billion worth of XRP. That was sold to on-demand liquidity partners, totaling for $2.1 billion worth of XRP going to on-demand liquidity partners. They report that 2.3 billion was returned to the escrow. So that means that they only kept 700 million XRP, which, right here, this is where it gets confusing. And I need to do a little whiteboard session where I can break this down for you guys to actually do the math and break it down, because it gets confusing when you go from dollar amount to XRP, because I view XRP as a currency. It's going to be more valuable than $1. It's an absolute joke that it's at 30 cents right now. What an opportunity. There's no reason that this thing should be at this price. Only 700 million XRP released. Okay. 2.3 billion XRP returned to the escrow account. That tells us that they believe in the future price of XRP more so than they deem the trade that they can make, that they can go buy XRP. Now, if you look at their average buy price over the last quarter, in Q2, XRP was trading anywhere between, it was about 80 cents all the way down to 30 cents. So you can do the math. You can do the calculations and figure out, try to average out what they were buying their XRP at. But it tells us that they think it's worth setting back 2.3 billion in that escrow, which doesn't get released for another 55 months. That's how that escrow account works, in case you don't know. It's a 55-month escrow. When it gets put back in escrow, it takes another 55 months. That's almost like 5 years, right? Ripple is choosing to invest in the future price of XRP versus holding on to the billions of dollars of cash that they're sitting on. The best cash position that they've been in ever. 9 times year-over-year growth for the on-demand liquidity. This is real adoption. This isn't talking about using a project. This isn't a photo op partnership deal. This isn't we're friends. This is let me use your currency XRP for bridge payments, for bulk payments, for treasury flows. It's so simple. While the rest of the space, we have no idea what they're doing. We have no idea what problem they're solving. The proof is in the pudding right here. Ripple with the Q2 markets report right here, telling us what the deal is, telling us what the future has in store for us XRP holders. Now, this is what I find hilarious. The cryptobasic.com. So they've been putting out some XRP stuff lately. And now it seems like the crypto space is kind of getting behind Ripple and XRP because they understand that they're in deep doo-doo if Ripple loses this case and XRP is deemed a security, then 100% the rest of the space is a security as well. But we're making the case that 99% of cryptos are securities, and the SEC does have a case to go after these guys. But that's a whole other point. But they're finally getting behind Ripple and XRP and saying, okay, there's a little bit going on here. But what this platform said here in their last sentence of this article just made me laugh. They say, meanwhile, Ripple's plan to continue buying XRP from the secondary market to service ODL customers has sparked concerns amongst XRP investors. This should be concerning for XRP investors? What are you talking about? This is what we've been waiting for. This isn't people just partnered up with Ripple using Xcurrent and all the different platforms, RippleNet. They're RippleNet clients, but they're not using XRP. This is on-demand liquidity settling with XRP. This is what we've been waiting for. Do we care that Ripple's cutting deals with all these guys to give them XRP, to sell them XRP? No. It goes against the complete opposite of the narrative that these people have been perpetuating in the crypto space, that the founders are dumping on us, that Ripple doesn't really need XRP. Why would they be doing this quarter after quarter? Now, going back to, it was like Q4 or Q3, at the end of last year, it was reported in one of those quarters that they spent $321 million on buying XRP off the secondary markets. And I remember at the time we were sharing this and I was like, oh, okay, this is exciting. This is great, right? This is bullish AF. Now we're doing 1.7 billion while the rest of the space is going into recession. The rest of the space is showing they're insolvent. They're going bankrupt. And we're blowing nearly 2 billion on XRP. Now, of course, they sold it. So you could say, well, they're not holding it. But yeah, they just returned 2.3 billion. They get released $1 billion every month. And what have they been doing over the last 2 years? Returning 80% of it. The 20% that gets released and gets sent out into the world only goes to on-demand liquidity partners over the last couple years. And this, it just cracks me up. What are they talking about? Meanwhile, Ripple's plan to continue buying XRP from the secondary market to service ODL customers has sparked concern amongst XRP investors. I'm about to go in harder on XRP after this news. What are you talking about? This is what we're waiting for.